Apple's first foldable iPhone isn't just about the hinge or the flexible display, it's about cameras. According to fresh reports, this long-awaited device, expected around 2026, will pack a 5-camera system designed to rival Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold lineup. But here's the twist. While Apple is pushing forward with high-end photography, it's also reaching back into its past for one key feature, bringing back Touch ID instead of Face ID. That's a surprising move. For years, Face ID has been Apple's signature security system, built into every flagship iPhone. It's fast, seamless, and it feels futuristic. So why step back to fingerprint recognition on a device that's supposed to be Apple's next big leap? The reasoning probably comes down to design and engineering. A foldable is a much more complicated piece of hardware than a slab-style phone. You've got multiple displays, a hinge mechanism, and the need to keep everything thin enough to be practical. Squeezing in Face ID's depth sensors might simply not be possible without trade-offs that Apple isn't willing to make. On the other hand, an under-display fingerprint sensor is compact, proven, and takes up less space. It's a practical solution, but one that might feel like a compromise for users who've grown attached to unlocking their phone just by looking at it. Now, let's talk cameras, because that's clearly Apple's main play here. The foldable, codenamed V68, is rumored to carry 5 cameras, one on the cover display, one on the inside tablet-sized screen, and 3 on the back. This setup ensures that no matter how you're holding or using the phone, you'll always have a camera ready to go. It's essentially Apple saying, we're not going to let Samsung own this space. If you've seen the Galaxy Z Fold 7, you know it has a similar 5-camera arrangement. Apple following that same formula shows they understand that foldables aren't just about flexibility, they're about versatility. Think about it. When unfolded, this device could be a powerhouse for creators, offering a larger viewfinder for framing shots, editing on the go, or even using the inner display as a giant preview screen during a photo shoot. For casual users, it just means better selfies, easier video calls, and the comfort of knowing your camera isn't limited by the phone's folded state. Apple has always leaned heavily on photography as a selling point, and this strategy makes perfect sense if they want their first foldable to hit the ground running. But let's be real, this isn't just another iPhone. This is going to be Apple's most ambitious hardware project in years. And because of that, every design decision will be under a microscope. Touch ID instead of Face ID is the perfect example. Some people will welcome it, especially those who prefer fingerprint security or who've struggled with Face ID in certain situations, like wearing sunglasses or masks. Others will see it as a step backward, an outdated technology in a device that will almost certainly cost a fortune. The foldable is also expected to follow Apple's recent path of ditching physical SIM card slots in favor of eSIM only. That's not a huge shock, since Apple's already been pushing eSIM on its latest models. But combine that with the foldable form factor, and you start to see Apple's vision, a futuristic device that's sleek, software-driven, and designed for flexibility. Still, the big picture here is about balance. Apple seems to be blending cutting-edge ideas like a book-style foldable display and an advanced 5-camera system with pragmatic choices like Touch ID and eSIM. It's a reminder that sometimes even the most innovative products are built on compromise. And here's where it gets interesting for users. If Apple nails the execution, the foldable iPhone could redefine what people expect from this category. Unlike Samsung, which has been iterating for years, Apple has the luxury of entering the market later and learning from everyone else's mistakes. The cameras show ambition, the Touch ID shows practicality, and together they paint a picture of a device that isn't just chasing headlines, it's trying to deliver something balanced, reliable, and genuinely useful. Personally, I think the camera-first strategy is smart. Foldables have always struggled to justify their price beyond the wow factor of the screen. But if Apple can say, this is the ultimate iPhone for photographers and creators, suddenly the premium feels more justified. Where I have doubts is the biometric choice. Touch ID is fine, it works, but it doesn't have the same Apple magic that Face ID brought when it first arrived. On a device that will likely push past the $2,000 mark, people expect no compromises. So in the end, Apple's first foldable looks like it will shine where it matters most: versatility, cameras, and design polish. But whether people embrace the return of Touch ID or see it as a deal breaker could be the detail that makes or breaks this phone. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.